Did you know there are nearly 3 million brand new cars sitting completely unsold in America right now? Dealership lots are quite literally overflowing. They are out of physical space to park them, but here is the craziest part. While these vehicles rot in the sun, the dealerships holding them are bleeding up to $670,000 a month in pure interest penalties. It is a full-blown financial crisis. Today, we are exposing the 5 absolute worst-selling SUVs causing this bloodbath. These are the vehicles you need to avoid at all costs. And wait until you see the #1 vehicle on this list, because the manufacturer's own dealers are actually taking them to court over it. To understand why this is happening, you have to understand a dark secret about how car dealerships actually work. They do not own the cars sitting on their lots. They borrow money from banks to buy that inventory from the manufacturer. It is an industry practice called Floorplan Financing. Every single day a vehicle sits unsold, the dealer pays interest on it. Right now, with high borrowing costs, it costs a dealer about $7.90 a day just to let a car sit on the asphalt. That might not sound like much, but do the math. If an SUV takes 300 days to sell, it eats over $2,300 in pure interest. That wipes out the dealer's entire profit margin on the sale. Salespeople are quitting in droves. Annual turnover is hitting 73% because there is no profit left to pay their commissions. They are trapped. The dealers are desperate, and they are slashing prices on these 5 specific SUVs just to survive. Coming in at number 5 is the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. This is a textbook case of corporate hubris. Jeep wanted to instantly turn their rugged brand into an ultra-luxury status symbol to fight the Cadillac Escalade. They slapped a $100,000 price tag on it. Consumers completely rejected the idea. It gets terrible gas mileage. It is horribly bloated, and it is almost impossible to park in an average city. But the real killer is the math. If you finance a $100,000 vehicle at today's average interest rate of 7 to 9%, your monthly car payment is the size of a mortgage. Even rich people are refusing to pay over $1,500 a month for a Jeep that loses tens of thousands of dollars in value the second you drive it off the lot. Right now, there is a nearly 300-day supply of these massive SUVs just taking up space. Stellantis, Jeep's parent company, is desperately dropping base prices by $7,000. But it is not enough. If you want a massive 3-row luxury SUV, do not buy this depreciating anchor. Go buy a Toyota Sequoia or a Lexus TX instead. Number 4 is the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Ford made a massive push into electric vehicles, and now they have nearly 11,000 Mach-Es sitting stagnant nationwide. Why? Because they got completely crushed in an EV price war by Tesla. The Mach-E simply cannot compete with the Tesla Model Y when it comes to price, charging infrastructure, or electrical efficiency. Plus, buyers are getting incredibly frustrated with the Mach-E's laggy central touchscreen and its much slower fast charging speeds. But the biggest reason you should run away from this car is the depreciation. The Mach-E loses roughly 60% of its original value within the first 5 years of ownership. People who bought these at peak prices a few years ago are now trapped in massive negative equity, owing way more than the car is actually worth. Ford is panicking. They are offering 0% interest for up to 72 months just to stop the bleeding. Do not fall for it. The Tesla Model Y is still the gold standard here, offering more range and better tech for less money out the door. Moving to number 3, we have the Subaru Solterra. This is Subaru's first mass-market EV, and it is a complete disaster. It has a market day supply of 411 days. That means it would take over a year to sell out the current inventory. The Solterra feels like a rushed compliance car. It only gets about 288 miles of range, which falls way behind modern competitors. But the physical design choices are truly bizarre. The steering wheel literally blocks your view of the digital gauge cluster. There is no standard glove box anywhere in the interior. There is no rear windshield wiper, and they put the charging port in an incredibly awkward spot on the front passenger side. It is just frustrating to live with. Early buyers got crushed by depreciation, with the car expected to keep less than 45% of its value over 5 years. Subaru is practically begging people to take these off their hands, offering 0% financing for 6 full years, plus up to $6,000 in cash rebates right on the hood. Ignore the discounts. You are much better off buying a Hyundai Ioniq 5 or a Kia EV6, which charge dramatically faster and do not have those insane ergonomic flaws. At number 2, we have a vehicle so unsellable, the manufacturer officially killed it. The Dodge Hornet. Dealerships are currently choking on abandoned 2024 and 2025 models. In fact, over 82% of all the Hornet plug-in hybrids sitting on lots right now are leftover models from 2 years ago. The Hornet was doomed from the start. It is basically a lightly reskinned Alfa Romeo built in Italy. Because it is imported, it got hit with massive US import tariffs, pushing the price of the top hybrid model to over $47,000. Nobody in their right mind is paying near luxury prices for a compact Dodge, especially one plagued by the electronic system issues and terrible resale values that Stellantis products are famous for. Since Dodge canceled it in January 2026, dealers are ruthlessly slashing prices just to get them off the asphalt. You can find brand new Hornets marked down by 43%. A $34,000 car is being listed for under $20,000. Even at that price, do not touch it. It is a dead vehicle. If you want a compact crossover, the Toyota Corolla Cross will give you untouchable reliability, or the Mazda CX-50 will give you a premium feel and great handling without the electrical nightmares. And finally, the #1 rotting SUV in America, a vehicle failing so spectacularly that it triggered a legal war. The Volkswagen ID.4, this compact electric SUV, holds the title for the absolute slowest selling vehicle in the country. It has an unimaginable 536 days of supply. That is a year and a half of unsold inventory. Buyers are completely rejecting it because of terrifying software and safety issues. The entire car is controlled by a deeply integrated software stack that constantly crashes. Owners report frozen screens, system resets while driving, and glitchy Bluetooth. And because they put the climate controls on the screen instead of using real physical buttons, a software crash literally breaks your heating and air conditioning. But it gets worse. Volkswagen had to completely halt sales for months because of defective door handles that would just pop open while you were driving down the highway. Without federal tax subsidies to artificially lower the near $50,000 price tag, nobody is buying it. Volkswagen is throwing $7,500 in bonus cash at customers, but the dealers are furious. While these dealers are bleeding money holding on to unsellable ID.4s, Volkswagen decided to launch their new Scout EV brand directly to consumers, completely bypassing the franchise dealerships. The dealers felt a knife in their back. They literally bought land to build Scout showrooms, only to be cut out of the deal. So they filed a massive class action lawsuit against Volkswagen for breach of contract. If you are shopping in this segment, skip the drama, the lawsuits, and the software glitches. Buy a Toyota RAV4 Prime or a Honda CR-V hybrid instead. The automotive market right now is brutal, but it is serving as a massive reality check. Automakers got greedy. They chased luxury profit margins and built uncompetitive vehicles, completely ignoring the fact that normal people cannot afford a 7 to 16% interest rate on a $50,000 car. Now they are paying the price. If you see a car sitting on a lot for over 100 days, you need to know that it is fundamentally flawed and depreciating like a rock. But knowing which new SUVs to avoid is completely useless if you don't know the dark psychological tricks dealers use when you try to negotiate a used car instead, which is exactly what I break down in this video right here.